Yes, sir. We back in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, smash that thumbs up for me, that like button. Yeah, smash the like button. It ain't gonna hurt your feelings, it ain't gonna cost you, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button, because we got a topic we gotta talk about today. And I kind of sat back and I thought about this, a little bit. I'm like, yo, for a dude that been exposing Diddy for years. He been talking about Diddy when Diddy was home and y'all with Diddy, he partying and $1 million mansions, and this nigga on YouTube talking about him while Diddy in a multi-million party and shit, free calls and all this. Why this nigga still talking about Diddy on the internet? So what I'm getting at, yo, Smoke, but what you getting at with this? Pause. Hold up, pump y'all brakes right quick. Let me pedal back. For a nigga that been talking about Diddy, and why they don't got this nigga on the stand? Number one, he a bodyguard. Number two, this nigga talk about always since Biggie, the day Biggie died. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to my boy Big. He was there that night. For number three, he been talking about Diddy and alleged conspiracies with the Biggie and Tupac death. And this man been talking about Diddy and his family, his wife. Baby moms, everybody for years on the internet. Why is this man not on the stand though? But he appears to go to court, sit down, chill, do all this crazy shit. Now, shout out to you, G. Shout out to you for giving us your story throughout the years, whatever you want to call it. But it's just kind of curious. I'm just kind of curious. It's just kind of funny to me how you're not like one of the main people to take the witnesses, take the stand, knowing P. Diddy and knowing him from his early days. Because a lot of this shit we talking about on his trial and all this goes back to his early days when it started at. And this nigga was around that time. Man, we gotta talk about this, man, because there's something strange about this nigga, me and Big Gene, and I want y'all to peep it out. I want y'all, he lied a couple times in his interviews. We gotta talk about this. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Let's get this show started. Yo, 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 yo. If they know, they know. We back in the building. Smash that thumbs up. It ain't gonna hurt your feelings. It ain't gonna cost you. Make sure that notification bell on so you know when I'm dropping my video. Share this video. Smash that subscribe button. I don't even know what you waiting on. What all you waiting on? Smash that subscribe button, man. And shout out to my team, Smoke Gang. Shout out to everybody that got their membership. Try to get yours also. Shout out to everybody that been supporting the channel. Let's get this copyright out the way because we got to talk about this. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here, absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel, on this channel. Everything that I speak on over here is for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and videos I play also owned by the original creators. Now, this is a photo with this nigga Diddy way back. See, y'all got to understand, him and Diddy known each other since like 91, since the Howard University party. Remember that little tragedy that happened way back when Diddy was a promoter and he did a little Howard University party down there in Howard, I guess, in one of the colleges down there. And the shit collapsed or some shit. God bless. My condolences to the family and all that back then. A couple of people died and all that shit. Y'all remember that shit? The doors were locked because the place was too overcrowded. Gene talked about that. Gene was there also. Now, one of the reasons why Gene allegedly said he left back then when that situation happened. When the Howard University and of Diddy party back then when he threw down there. People that's in tune, they know what I'm talking about. He said he left him back. We're going to get to a clip. He said, yeah, I left Diddy back then, but, I ended up coming back because you came back for the money. It's something strange, the reason why you started exposing Diddy. It's some strange, it's something funny. It's even got to be about money because you never get an explanation. You never gave us a real reason, a real good reason. Am I lying? I sit back and wait on this, what I'm about to say. You never gave us a good reason why you stopped rocking with Diddy, bro. For the people that gonna say, oh, nah, he broke it down. He said he was seeing Diddy. Let me tell y'all something. With this little freak off thing that's going on with Diddy trial, right? Who was the goddamn bodyguard in the early days of Diddy, in his early days of freak off? It was Big Gene. Y'all telling me Big Gene allegedly, and everything I speak on is alleged. Y'all telling me Big Gene wasn't involved in that and no means necessary. And he wasn't involved in that at all. That's what y'all telling us? We supposed to sit here and believe Big Gene on live. Yeah, I was never involved in no free calls. I was always at the door. I seen a lot of stuff that Diddy went inside with. people he went in with, but I was always at the door. Nigga, you wasn't always at that goddamn door. It was some nights you was freaking off your goddamn self. And I'm not going to say and act like I believe everything. Certain things you do be on point on. But it's just certain things when you sit back and you think about it, you're like, nah, there ain't no way in the goddamn world, nigga, you don't know what the hell was going on and you wasn't involved. There's no way. You a street nigga. You wasn't a professional security that you was a cop and all this and you became a security. No, nigga, you was a parole officer, nigga. And you ran the streets of Harlem. You from St. Louis. You was connected with some street Harlem niggas. You was a co-founder, like you like to say, of the same gang. You remember you said that? Yeah, I was a co-founder of that. You know, the same gang, whatever. That's how we brung Puffy along and all this. You know, ASAP Ferg, his father, Big Ferg, because you was close to Big Ferg. And that this is one of the reasons, allegedly, what he said, too, when we get to the clips. He said he really started rocking with Diddy also because he started pushing a lot of them Harlem niggas away when his success started going up. And Gene said he ain't like that. Nigga, you're lying, nigga, because you was still hanging around with Diddy when a lot of them Harlem niggas wasn't coming around with Diddy no more. Like he only kept a select few around him. And you might have felt some type of way for the niggas that he choose around him. But what I'm trying to say is you was around at all times. And you never gave us a good reason why Diddy stopped rocking with you. You always give us your story. Yeah, I started rocking with Diddy because he a shiesty nigga, he a foul nigga, this and that, and he's a dirty nigga. All this shit you be saying about Diddy. But why he stopped rocking with you though? Because you know a lot of his secrets, and I'm pretty much sure I put like 85% of this shit down. Allegedly, you was involved in some of them goddamn secrets. You was around them parties. You was around them. Come on, man. There's no way in the world G ain't gonna sit and act like we supposed to believe everything he be telling us. Now, I try to give him the credit of the doubt on some of the stories he be telling us because he be on point on certain things. But then there's certain things you did lie about. Bro, peep this out. Last day of Biggie Smalls, but rest in peace to Biggie. Now, this in LA. Look at this nigga face in the back, right? That's Gene right there with the number 4 on. This is Gene again with the number 4 on. Biggie smiling, Puff smiling. You got Stevie J right there. You even got Dr. Dre right there with the hat. On Dr. Dre that be on Hot 97 and all that right there. And that's Gene right there in the back. Now, faces don't lie. I sit back and wait. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. Pause. Faces don't lie on pictures, bro. What, like, if y'all look at Gene's face, what's going on with that face right there? Nah, Smoke, he a bodyguard. He got to be on point. I understand that. I understand he got to be on point. But Choke No Joke said this. Plenty of people, shout out to Choke No Joke. Because Choke been peeped it. Choke said, man, that nigga was involved allegedly in that Biggie Small situation in LA. That's why he spent off and started talking about Diddy the way he is, the way he was, with the Biggie Small conspiracy and all that. Because I'm starting to think, you knew what was going to happen that night in LA out there when Biggie lost his life, bro. There was a hush-hush money going around for a couple of years. That hush-hush money started drying up, I feel, on your side. I'm starting to think you went to Diddy and started asking for more money because of the extortion you was doing, because of the secret you had on Diddy, on certain, especially with the Biggie Smalls. Now, we don't know. But you one of the main niggas that came out and said Diddy was involved in Biggie getting knocked off that night in LA. And you ain't on that witness stand, and you ain't testifying against Diddy on his life and what you seen and all this. What you signed an NDA too? You signed one of them NDA joints, a contract? No, you didn't, because there's no way in the world you had signed that. Because you've been on YouTube for the last, 15 years talking about this nigga. What we talking about? You done made documentaries, movies, all types of shit. The Biggie Small, the night of the Biggie death, and all. Come on, bro. And you telling me you don't know shit, but you know every detail, everything. D-Rock was involved. Yeah, and I think D-Rock was involved. Yeah, niggas was moving funny. Everybody know the history. If anybody been following Big Gene with the Biggie Small conspiracy and all this shit he be talking about with Diddy, I'm not lying about what I'm saying. And if you new to this, Go to his channel and go watch some old videos and go watch the documentaries. He drop all types of shit. Yeah, Big Gene Dill, Diddy ex-bodyguard, the one that been there since Diddy first freak-offs, nigga. You telling me this nigga don't know shit? He wasn't involved in shit? You got immunity, nigga. That's what's going on here. You got some type of immunity. Man, it's something. There's no way in the world they ain't put a subpoena on your ass, subpoena, whatever, and make you come on a stand and be the witness and testify on anything that you know about Diddy lifestyle. But you've been talking about Diddy lifestyle for the last 15, 20 years, champ. What's going on here, man? What secrets that they holding? What secrets that they got on this nigga Big? Who's protecting Big Gene from this whole situation? Was you in? Yo, pictures don't lie, champs. Let's continue though. Let's get to the clips, man. Pictures don't lie. That night at Las Vegas, you sitting there looking like you knew something was gonna go down that night. Your story is you ran the red light. You and Diddy ran the red light. Biggie, no driver stopped at the red light and all this crap and shit. Remember you said it was a hill when y'all was going up and you had to come back down the hill. There was never no hill on that street. I pedal back on that. If anybody know the Biggie situation with Big Gene's story, when he said he ran the red light, and he said it was going up like a hill or down a road. I got a clip where somebody's actually saying that, man, listen, they showing you there's no goddamn hill on that street. Reggie White Jr., the one that's down with Death Row. That nigga even said that, man, there ain't no hill on that street. What the hell he's talking about? I'm starting to think all these niggas was connected, man. All of them. And I know Choke No Joke been kind of put this together for the last couple months, probably for the last year, whatever. He been saying that Reggie White, I mean, and Big Gene, all these niggas is kumbaya behind the scenes. Y'all know who Reggie White is? That's the nigga that was the head security of Death Row Records. That was under Suge Knight and them niggas. Everybody know who Reggie White Jr. is. Go do your research if you don't. He got his own channel too, but this ain't about Reggie White Jr. This about Big Gene and the liar that he is. Something spooky, something going on with this nigga. I just can't put it together, but it's something. It's somebody protecting this nigga. There's no way in the world y'all gonna sit here and tell me for a brother that been talking about another nigga that he been around protecting, being his bodyguard, and in part of a street gang, same gang, and hanging around with street drug dealers back in the days that's known out there in Harlem. You telling me this nigga don't know shit about Diddy? And all the shit that he know, he always put everything on Diddy like he was never nothing, like he was never involved in nothing. Nigga, absolutely you was involved in something. You was his main bodyguard, champ. You been around that nigga since 1991, 92, 93, nigga. You been around that nigga for years, man. You threatened Diddy. If you don't give me millions, nigga, I'm gonna go on the internet, nigga, and I'm gonna start telling what I know, nigga. That's what you did in the early years of YouTube. When you first started your channel. Diddy said, nigga, go ahead and do it. They ain't gonna believe you if you even say it, nigga. And that's it. That sound like somebody that would tell the nigga like that. You gotta remember, Diddy on top of the world. He looking at Gene like, go ahead, do what you do. Niggas ain't gonna believe you anyway. They gonna think you just bugged out. And that's exactly what we thought about Gene throughout all them years. It was wishy-washy. Sometimes Gene would get you thinking that Diddy was involved in Biggie's shit by himself. Nah, nigga, you know something about that night. That's why you kept that as a reward, as an extortion reward, trying to extort Diddy throughout the years, and that money dried up. So when YouTube came out, you started bombing on that nigga on your channel, talking about the Biggie case. And what really happened, according to you, or what happened that night. And putting Diddy involved in Biggie death. Because that money dried up. Diddy didn't want to give you no more money, champ. That's exactly what happened. Man, let's get to these clips, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Like one up, because we're going to be here for a minute. Because Big Gene is out of control. Somebody's protecting him. The feds, something going on, man.
Why did Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal shout at reporters before heading to court? Gene was unusually nervous in this trial and had a rare confrontation with the reporters. People were confused because Gene had exposed Diddy's dark secrets multiple times in the past, and he was brave back then. Why does he seem so uneasy now? Some believe Diddy is trying to retaliate against Gene, which forces Gene to stay alert. He is the person who knows the most secrets about Diddy. After working for Diddy for over a decade, he understands just how difficult and ruthless Diddy can be. He once took the injured Kim Porter to the hospital and witnessed her tragic situation. He also knows the real reason behind Tupac's death, and Diddy was deeply involved in it. Under Diddy's warning, Gene and the other bodyguards were told to remain silent and obey Diddy without question. But what scared Gene the most was Diddy's manipulation of social media. He used the media to portray himself as a kind person, and without enough evidence, no one could defeat him. When Gene began to expose Diddy's secrets, many people questioned whether he was just asking for money from Diddy, doubting the truth of his revelations. This angered Gene, and he realized it was a form of retaliation by Diddy's PR team. Before entering the courtroom,
That's exactly what you've been on for the last decade or so. Retaliation for the hush-hush money that dried out, champ. Nah, you're not gonna fool smoke over here. Nah, you just not. I know this shit. Listen, man, Choke no joke been saying this shit. That's why Choke stopped rocking with you, because he started peeping shit out like, nah, something ain't right. How you know everything? How you know every details, everything? But you ain't on a witness stand. You're not in court. You ain't a witness to Diddy lifestyle. How is that? And you was one of the main exposers that was exposing Diddy allegedly of what he was doing behind closed doors. And according to you, and what a murder to hire hit that he was doing on Tupac and Biggie Smalls, allegedly. How the hell you ain't the #1 witness or the top 3, nigga? You should be like the top 3. How you ain't on that stand, champ? It's just something strange about this nigga. Like, the only thing I could think of, nigga, that hush-hush money got quiet, nigga. That shit got low. You went to Diddy one day, or you went to his peoples, whatever, somebody that know them and said, yo, listen, man, if this nigga don't start getting me more money, cause my money getting low, nigga, I'm gonna expose him. I'm gonna start talking, man. I'm gonna start saying what I'm not, man. And I think Diddy sent them a message back saying, nigga, do what the hell you want to do, because people ain't gonna believe you anyway. And that's exactly what Gene was doing for the last decade, and so. And a lot of people looked at him like he was bugged out. I was even one of them. I said, man, this nigga just wants some extortion money. He just want money, man. He trying to extort Diddy, man. But then you started listening to his little stories. He was making that shit sound good. I'm not gonna lie. When Gene was telling them stories, that shit was sounding very good. Pause. It was spicy. Because we was believing it because he was the main bodyguard. There's pictures with him. He's part of Gene out there in Harlem with Big Ferg and all them niggas, the OGs out there and all that shit. So people started believing his story. They're like, yo, nah, Gene got to be telling the truth. He been around Diddy for like 10 years or so. Nah. See, that's where he got us fooled at. Nah, nigga, you was involved in a lot of that shit too. I'm not going to sit here and sugar. Nah, you was involved in that shit. Diddy told you to go talk, and Diddy's like, nigga, I got clips and videos. Probably you were all in. Man, Diddy probably got videos of this nigga doing some more outstanding crazy shit. We don't know. That's why he probably don't want to get on a witness stand. You ever thought about that? Diddy lawyers probably like, nigga, you get on that stand, we got something for you. Who's we to say Diddy ain't got videos of this nigga? But nah, Smoke, why Diddy gonna continue letting them talk though? Cause Diddy on some, you gotta understand, you gotta play chess. When you up the way Diddy is with the millions and the fame and the way Diddy was in stardom, and when you got a bodyguards, we all seen this throughout the years, bodyguards come out, start talking about superstars. Some people believe it, some people don't. That's the same shit Diddy basically played too. Diddy's like, go ahead and do what you want to do. If people want to believe it, they're going to believe it. But a lot of people are going to think you're just doing it for the money. So that's the game that Diddy was playing throughout the years with him. That's why Diddy never came back, never responded to his shit, nothing. Because if you respond to it, it would have made Diddy look guilty. If he would have even said his name, yeah, man, Big Jane, this and that, Diddy never even mentioned that nigga name. Think about that. All them years this nigga been talking about Diddy, Diddy never responded and never mentioned that nigga name. Let's continue though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This nigga know a lot. He was involved in that shit. It's just if he get on that witness stand, Diddy lawyer's gonna tear his ass up too. Because I believe Diddy got videotapes or something of this nigga. Something. Why you think why Gene never put a lawsuit, a civil suit, nothing? Gene never did nothing. He just did all this shit for free is what y'all telling me throughout the years. Come on, it was some hush-hush money that got dried up. Let's continue though.
What made you leave Diddy's side?
ASAP Ferg father went to Puff. He asked Puff to do a favor for him.
I'm gonna go right back. Now, this is his number one reason. Now, you heard the dude. Yo, what was the real reason why you stopped rocking with Puff, though? Like, just like I'm asking y'all, what's the real goddamn reason you stopped bodyguarding for Puff? What happened? What happened? What's the truth? This is the same question the guy's asking Gene on this interview. And listen to the answer that he gives this nigga. And y'all telling me this is for real? He bring Big Ferg and some money and peep this shit out, man. This nigga is lying, bro.
What made you leave Diddy's side?
ASAP Ferg father went to Puff. He asked Puff to do a favor for him. He was in a certain situation. And I took him up there. I had $10,000 of Puff money in my pocket. D said, yo, I want to go up to the office and talk to Puff. I said, all right, come on, I'll take you up there. So then he went and talked to Puff. He had some designs. He was one of the best designers in Harlem. He the one designed the Bad Boy logo. Yeah. And he designed the old Uptown Record logo too. You know what I'm saying? So this guy was incredible. The people used to come and steal his designs and mass produce it. He was the one who put all the things. You remember you ever see
the patches?
The patches and stuff on the jacket, on the arms and stuff. He designed that. He was the one who started the painting of the sneakers. He was the one who was putting Gucci, Louis Vuitton on the cartoon characters and selling the shirts. That was ASAP Ferg father. So now I take him up to Puff. He got all these designs. He say, Puff, I need this money, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you the situation, but I'm gonna let you know it was some street shit.
Let's continue.
Street shit. Now this is the dude when Puff lost his job at Uptown Records and he couldn't pay his car note. He couldn't pay his rent. D Ferg gave him money. So then now he gave this dude a lot of money to make sure Puff could pay his rent, pay his car note, and survive. Now I could have just gave him that money I had in my pocket, because Puff had completely all about it, forgot all about it. So now D asked him for the money. Puff said, I don't think I could do it. So D left out the office. I said, D, wait here for me outside. I said, you ain't gonna give D that money, dog? He was like, nah. He said, Gene, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. I said, well, here go your 10,000 that you get. He said, 10,000? I said, yeah, you gave it to me 2 weeks ago, nigga. Here, gave it to him. He said, you tell D about that? I said, no, that ain't none of his business.
Wait, Puff was, I don't want to say broke, but struggling artist.
This is when he became, he was on now.
Okay.
He's on. He's Puff. You know what I'm saying? So he's on. D Ferg went to him and said, yo, my man, I need to do this, He said, nah. Out of all the shit D had done for him, he only gave D $1,500 for that design and promised that he was gonna look out and take care of him. You understand what I'm saying?
Didn't I just say this in the beginning of the video? That the reason why Gene, on one of his main reasons, is because he said that Puff was pushing certain people away from his upcoming, the way he was, building the label and all that. So this is one of his main reasons he said why he distanced himself and stopped being a bodyguard because of that, because of the Ferg. Nigga, that shit ain't had nothing to do with you, nigga. Number one, Puff got to build a business. Number two, I don't know the history with D Ferg. Shout out to them OG. Rest in peace, D Ferg. Shout out to ASAP Ferg. If y'all know the ASAP, if y'all ASAP fan, he's talking about ASAP Ferg father. He was very heavy in Harlem. So shout out to the whole, shout out to them over there. But nigga, that shit ain't had nothing to do with you. That's not the reason why you stop bodyguard for stop being a bodyguard for Diddy. I ain't believing that shit. That's a lie. That's an absolutely lie. There's more to the story, man. And I don't care what nobody said. This nigga really asked him a real question. What's the real reason why you stopped rocking with Diddy and stopped being a bodyguard? You could have gave the honest truth. You gave us a whole nother goddamn story on the reason why you stopped rocking with Diddy. A whole somebody else story, somebody else problem that they had with Diddy. Rest in peace, Big Ferg. Don't that kind of, it don't make sense. That's kind of strange to me. See, you like to jump around. You start bringing other niggas' problems they had with Diddy. I started noticing that about you also, Chad. Because like I said, I've been following you for a couple of years, man. You give good content with the Biggie shit, but that shit dried up now. There's only but so many stories you could tell. You was only around on Diddy but so long. The first 10 years you was around that nigga. You wasn't there for the last run. So when you talk about all this about him now and all this, you wasn't there for the last run. You was there in the beginning of the run, but you wasn't there for the last lap. You wasn't. That tells me, man, you was involved in some shit. You know some shit. You kept that secret towards Diddy and told him as far as the extortion money. If you don't keep paying me, nigga, I'm going to continue doing I, A, B, and C, and I. And that's exactly what the hell we've been seeing for the last decade or so of him talking about that whole Biggie situation and everything. Because of the hush-hush money that Diddy told him he wasn't going to continue giving him. I think that's the real reason. Because when somebody asks you why you stopped rocking with Diddy, like I continue saying, I'm going to continue saying, you don't give us your reason. You give us everybody else's reason why they had problems with Diddy. From Harlem niggas to Inside Bad Boy Camp to going back to Uptown Records. You talk about everybody else's problem that they had issues with Diddy. But never give us a good reason why the hell you stopped rocking with Diddy or Diddy stopped rocking with you. It's something wrong with that story, man. Let's continue because we ain't done, bro.
For all the people who say Gene never changes his
91, that's when the City College track.
Now, this another, like I said, he go back, way back. Peep this story out right here. Once upon a time, he left Puff alone. Then he came back. Peep this out.
91, that's when the City College tragedy happened. You understand? And after that, I stopped dealing with him because he didn't listen to me that night. You understand?
What'd you tell him for him not to listen to you?
I told him, if we don't clear that door up, people gonna die here tonight. Several people heard me tell him that. I told him that. I said, if we don't clear this door, he said, Gene, just let the Nation of Islam do the door. This guy named Brother Anthony and them. He said, just let them do the door, Gene, and you just handle downstairs in the gym where the stars at, so nobody will mess with the stars. Because he had cut my budget. We supposed to have 18 of my guys there, and I only had like 8. So we was inside the gym, but I was upstairs during the time of the incident.
It was based on an AIDS foundation that money was supposed to be going to, and then later they found out that didn't even exist.
90.
In 91, this nigga was, like I see, that's why I'm trying to paint a picture to y'all. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Smash the like, it's free. This nigga been around Diddy since 91, bro. You ain't just stop bodyguard and stop befriending Diddy because of Big Ferg's situation. Oh yeah, he was doing his homies wrong, and I felt that was wrong. And nah, nigga, you was not. That's absolutely not the truth, bro. You know more. There's more. You was involved in some shit allegedly, and I'm starting to think it was the Biggie Smalls 1997 situation, man. May my boy rest in peace, Biggie Smalls out there in L.A. Because when you look at them pictures, man, back in L.A., you standing there, your face just look like you, and then you hear the story about when you was out there, you running a red light, this and that, and the third. Man, this is more to the story, champ. And that hush-hush money got quiet. That's what happened. Let's continue, though. because I got more to say, man, because this nigga's an absolutely liar, bro. Absolutely a liar.
I heard you was up there, yo.
I went to the court. You know, I had to see for myself, brother. You know, for me, being as petty I could be sometimes, I wanted to just see his face. I wanted to see him in that circumstance, in that situation. Everything that he always done to people, got away with it, it just came back and it's hitting them in a crazy way to see him right there. The government is about to take everything that he's gained, everything that he owns.
Diddy Troll, I heard you.
Y'all believe that story? We're going to pedal back. The reason why he's going to court, because he want to see Diddy face. And he want to see how he look and all this for the people he did wrong and all. See, this what drives me crazy with his little story and his little situation. It's like you going on a rampage, on a rant for everybody else but yourself. It's like you give us everybody else's story of what Diddy did to Ken Porter, what Diddy did over here, what Diddy did to Wolf, and what Diddy did to Pac, and what Diddy did to Biggie, and what Diddy did to this nigga. But you never give us a story of what Diddy did to you, nigga. What'd he do to you? What'd he do to you? You going to court because you want to show him like, yeah, nigga, I told you, nigga, you wasn't going to give me that money. I was going to continue doing this shit. That's why you going to court, because this is the only opportunity you can see him face to face, champ. All these years you've been on YouTube talking about your old boss, that nigga Diddy. You never seen them, never got face to face, never even got close to that nigga for decades. This is the only opportunity you can actually see him face to face while he's facing trial. And you're behind him over there sitting down, hoping he get found guilty for everything. That's crazy to me. That ain't for oh yeah, I'm there for the people he did dirty and for the people he did wrong. And no, nigga, you there for yourself. What did he do to you that you don't want to tell the world of? Because like I'm gonna explain myself again, why they don't got you on that stand. You was dead in the beginning of the time. You was dead in the beginning of the coming up of the Diddy era. You was dead in the beginning of the freak offs. You was dead in the beginning of everything, nigga. What we talking about here? Why are you not on that stand? You should be the top 3 witness that they got of detailing Diddy's beginning of time, of him coming in the industry, of him beginning the freak offs, of him on domestic violence on his girlfriends and Ken Porter. You should be on the stand, because according to you in your little stories that you do on your channel, you break down on everything he did to Ken Porter. May that lady rest in peace. You say that he asked her to do with her death, his own baby mom death. Why are you not on the stand though? Let's continue. This dude is a liar. It's something going on. You get everybody else issues that they had with Diddy, but you never give us the issue that Diddy had with you, and the real reason you really had issues with Diddy. It's something else behind this story, champ. Maybe it's that 97 situation back in LA made my boy rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. Maybe because you know a little bit of something about that situation, and Diddy's waiting for you to try to take a stand so they can bomb on your ass too. Let's continue.
See, I come to that court because I'm trying to see this thing through. You know, I don't care what nobody say. I'm the one who initiated this whole thing and started talking about this dude's behavior, his attitude, how he was treating people, what he was doing, way before any of his employees, way before anything. I took all the ridicule, you know, from everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you was watching the internet when I first got on here, they was talking about, yo, this bum ass ex-bodyguard, I didn't have this and I didn't have that. I didn't do this and I didn't do that. But then when the facts started coming out that I was a New York State parole officer with my college degree, had my own house, own apartment, was given another house by my family, and they started seeing that I was one of the leaders and the founders of the same gang, which Puff came out of. You know, I helped and I started slicking the family. You know what I'm saying? All these are Harlem crews, and they start seeing that the real people that was in New York City was like, yo, Gene was the man. Gene is this. You know what I'm saying? And they was wondering why I got on the internet. So I go to that court to see it through. You understand? I go to that court to make sure that I'm going to see the people that I love who got hurt behind this dude, that we get justice. And I just want to be there to see it. See,
Nah. Nope. Smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe. Nope. I'm not believing that. You see what I'm talking about? I just said this a minute ago. He give us everybody else problem. Oh yeah, you know, I want to go to court because I want to see his face. I'm doing this for the people that he hurt, for the people that he owed, for the people this and that. Man, nigga, you lying, nigga. What's the real issue? Yo, Gene, and I know you're gonna watch this video. I know you're gonna watch this video, chat. You never gave us the real issue between you and Diddy, man. You always give us other people, everybody else problem with Diddy, but yours. The dude interviewed, yeah, what's the real reason why you stopped bodyguarding for Diddy? What's the real reason? Oh yeah, you know he owes Big Ferg some money, this and that. Nigga, what's the real reason? You going to court because you want to see that nigga face to face because you threatened that nigga decades ago on the YouTube shit you was doing, the documentaries you was gonna do, because Diddy stopped giving you money. And then on his last clip, you said, yeah, you know, niggas from Harlem was looking at me like I was crazy when I went to the internet and started exposing Diddy. Yeah, nigga. Because they know, nigga, you got something allegedly probably or know something or got something to do with the 1997 situation that happened to the Biggie Smalls in LA. His death. You know something. It's something, bro. It's something. And you was getting paid some good money in the beginning of the time after Biggie died. That paper started drying up. You started acting funky. Diddy said, nigga, bye, nigga. And you know what you told Diddy? All right, I'm going to go expose you. You know what Diddy told you? Go ahead. They're going to think you crazy. That's exactly what happened for the last damn near 15-something years or more. Because I feel like Diddy got some shit on you also. And they waiting for you to take that stand probably. They're going to break down some details that you know about. They're going to break down some details that you was involved in, allegedly. They're going to break down some details that you was at the spot where shit was allegedly going down at. Free calls, anything. You was there. Not in the last run of Diddy, in the beginning of his run, of the beginning of his career. You was there all the time. And this is a thing that called, if Diddy been doing the free calls now and he just got caught, they say he was doing this shit in the beginning of his career also. And who was his main bodyguard? Big G. Let's cut the shenanigans out, G. And now let's get to this hip hop police nigga. Now y'all know who this is. I forgot the homie name, but he was one of the head sergeant of the hip hop police back in the early days of New York and all that shit. He was following all these hip hop niggas and all these niggas. Peep what he got to say about Big G's situation. Peep this out.
Gene deal.
Remember too, you know, when you speak about all these things, the government can call you also.
Right.
And ask you to come to court as well and state the claims that you said because you already said them. So there's a possibility down the line they could call him in and talk to him. Like I said, he probably would know more about Puff back then because he was around him more than anybody back in those days. And all the stuff that's being said right now, it's not just him, it's a lot of people that are just saying a lot of things right now about what Puff did back then. So they could call all those people. The government could call all of them and interview all of them and bring them into court for all the stuff they said.
And they can't avoid it because
it's hard to avoid that because the government will subpoena you and they'll tell you, hey, you said this, you said that, I'm going to bring you to court. So that could happen, you know?
Right. And some people may not even be comfortable on the stand because they live by a certain rule, no?
Well, yeah, there's certain people that say we don't talk, I'm not snitching, whatever, but that doesn't really apply with the government. They don't tolerate that.
Now you understand what I'm trying to say here? He even said it. You was in the beginning of the time with Diddy in the beginning of his career. You was there all the time, number one. Number two, you've been talking crazy about Diddy, trying to expose him for the last several years. That's number two. Number three, nigga, if they need you to go on that stand for all the shit that you were saying, and you said this on your channel, yeah, you know, I'm gonna take the stand, I don't care. Because this is something personal between you and Diddy. But I think you're really not gonna take that stand because I think they got something to fire back at you if you try to take that stand, if they try to use you as a witness. I really think that. If this shit start going to murder to hire situation, they start bringing up Biggie Smalls and all this shit, this when Big G ain't gonna have to take that stand and you're gonna have to stand 10 toes down on what the hell you've been talking about for the last decade or so. You're gonna have to explain, yeah, that part. You're gonna have to do all that. Because you was one of the main niggas, one of the first exposers of the Diddy, of Diddy lifestyle and what he's involved in. You was one of the main ones that came out and started talking about this. So if they could throw a subpoena at you and make you go on court and be like, yo, we need you to talk about all this shit you've been talking about on your channel, meaning the government, meaning the feds and all that, oh, you're gonna have to take that stand. You're gonna have to take that stand. This dude's a fraud, man. You started talking crazy because that money stopped coming to you. You involved in some shit and you know some shit. And it could connect you if you put it like this, nigga. Pardon me. If you know the shit that was going on and all this, that, and the third, especially the 1997 situation with, the death of Biggie Smalls. Nah, man, I wasn't involved. But if you knew it was going down, that's still conspiracy because you're the bodyguard. You knew everything. And you didn't even have no license to carry out there in LA, to carry a weapon. And if I'm lying, I can check that out also. This interview that. He wasn't licensed to carry a weapon in LA in California. So let that marinate in your brain also.
Gotta ask you, Janice Combs, how you feel about her? I mean, they alleging that she was, having freako.
I spoke to a man, Mr. Brown, who used to go to the freak offs, and he knew Miss Combs and he knew about her and her freak offs and everything like that. We had always thought that she had a modeling agency, but it wasn't a modeling agency. It was more a brothel that she ran for high profile drug dealers and athletes.
Gotta ask you, Janice.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. I'm gonna sit back and wait on that. Now, that part what he just said, ain't that's like connected to the beginning of this Diddy trial right now? This sex trafficking and all this and that. He's saying that his mom been doing this shit for years, and I was talking to somebody that know his mom and that. Yo, why are you not on the stand? If you know all this, why are you not a witness to this shit? So far. That's all. That's my question, man. That's my question, man. Let's continue with this last clip right here, though. Because this nigga do lie in his interviews, too. Peep this out.
For all the people who say Gene never changes his story, well, why does he first say in an interview back in 2017 that he doesn't know nothing about Puff putting a $1 million hit on Tupac and Shug?
Did you hear or know if Keefe D's claims that they were offered money to hit Pac by Puff were true?
Nah, I can't say that it was true or false because I wasn't there and I was never there for Keefe D and Puff to have any kind of conversation. You know, when I was there and Keefe D was in our president, we was gambling, having fun.
Then in 2019, he says he saw a check.
I saw the check for Pac's. I guess it was for Pac's life.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know for sure.
Damn.
I just know after Pac died, that check came into somebody's hand.
Got you.
And they said, this is what I got the check for. And it was just funny that it was soon after Pac died.
So which one is it, Gene?
Exactly. And there's plenty of more other lies. Choke No Joke done caught this nigga in plenty of lies. If y'all want to go check Choke No Joke out, shout out to Choke. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel because he been on a rant on Big G and also about this situation. I mean, for the last day in there year, probably several months to a year. Choke done caught this nigga in several lies. Something strange. Before I get out of here, man, it's something strange, spooky, nasty work, crazy work. It's something going on with this nigga Gene, man. You not going to court, appearing to court just to sit there. Yeah, I want to look at his face because I'm doing this for everybody that he did wrong and everybody this. Man, you ain't coming there for that shit. You ain't coming there for that, champ. You coming there because this is the only opportunity that you can see him face to face. That's number one. All them years you've been talking crazy, to exposing whatever you want to talk about Diddy, you never got a chance to see this nigga, man. This is your only chance. Your last chance. You ain't see Diddy face to face probably like almost 25 years or some crazy shit like that until now. That's the reason why you're going to court. And number two, you going to court because you want to let Diddy know you in the building because of the conversation y'all two had back 20 years ago when you threatened Diddy, allegedly, and everything I speak on is alleged, threatened Diddy, meaning on a money tip for the things that you know about the 1997 death of Biggie out there in LA. That's the number one situation right there we're talking about. I believe Diddy was giving you a nice piece of change, some cuss hush money, and that shit dried up after that because you started messing up your own money. You sent the message to Diddy saying that, nigga, if you don't continue paying me, I'm going to go on a rant and I'm going to start exposing, I'm going to start telling these people all types of shit, even if they don't believe me or not. And that's what you did for the last 20-something years, champ. That's what you've been doing. That's what you've been doing for the last 15 years or so. Because Diddy stopped giving you that money and told you to go ahead, nigga, because they ain't going to believe it. They're going to think you're just doing it for the money anyway. That's what happened, bro. You ain't going there for no other reason. You know shit. You was involved in shit. You ain't no 9-to-5 nigga that just got a job to be security guard. No, you was a parole officer hanging around with street gang members, and you say you a leader and co-founder of the same gang. Go do your research on that street little family that he just mentioned about from Harlem. Big Ferg, all them niggas. Them niggas was getting chicken back then. If y'all know what I'm talking about, they was getting to the bag out there in Harlem. They was involved allegedly in a lot of street activities in the early 90s, late 80s, all that shit. They was getting to the money, is what I'm trying to say. And you gonna sit on the interview and say, yeah, I was the co-founder, I was the leader of that shit. And you, yeah, we brung Diddy, he was running with us. And you ain't on the stand? I don't know what's going on here, man. I don't know what's going on here. But I know this nigga's a liar, and that hush-hush money got quiet, and that's where we at right now with him. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, man. So do all that, man. Because Big Gene, man, you a liar, bro. What's the real reason why you stopped rocking with Diddy, and what's the real reason why Diddy stopped rocking with you, nigga? That's the big question that we all want to know. We don't want to hear about everybody else goddamn reason why these issues that they had with Diddy. We want to hear your issue. That's the question. Y'all make sure y'all give me y'all smoke in the comment, man. Give me y'all theory about this dude, Big G, man, because there's something going on with him, man. I'm up out of here, man. If they know, they know. Rest in peace to Big, too. I'm up out of here, man. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang, man. This dude terrible, bro.